Hey everyone, welcome to Pai's Kitchen. And if you're new to Pai's Kitchen, this is sort of like a sister show to Hot Thai Kitchen where I can share with you all the delicious things that are not a part of Thai cuisine. And so the recipe I'm sharing with you today, when I first made it, I hadn't planned for it to be on the show. But when I was done with it, I thought, this is great, I need to share it with you guys. It's one of those dishes that have very few ingredients, very simple prep, but it is so delicious. So it's perfect for, like a Wednesday night. You're kind of tired, you don't want to wait 2 hours for dinner, but you still want good food. This is it. So it's a pasta dish with roasted eggplant and a garlicky tomatoey sauce. Oh, so good. And because I am making it, it's also going to be a little bit spicy, but that's optional. So let's get started. All right, let's take a look at the ingredients. I've got some dried chilies. You can also just use chili flakes. It just happens to be what I have. A ton of garlic, finely chopped, and this is a garlicky sauce. So if you're a garlic lover, yay. Some chopped tomatoes. Now this is Roma tomatoes, and Roma tomatoes are perfect for pasta sauce because it doesn't have a lot of juice, not a lot of water. So it's flavorful and you don't have to cook it for so long to evaporate all that liquid. Now this looks like a lot of tomatoes, but one of the reasons why I came up with this dish was I wanted tomato sauce, but I didn't want to wait to simmer it for like half an hour, however long it normally takes to make actual tomato sauce. So this is sort of my hack to make a quick tomatoey pasta. Okay, I've got some linguine. You can use whatever kind of pasta you want. One trick is choose pasta that's got a matte surface. It creates a rough surface and it holds on to sauce better. Eggplant. Now, if you don't like eggplant, you don't have to add eggplant. It won't really affect the dish. You can do zucchini, whatever kind of vegetables you like roasted, okay? As an option, I love this dish vegetarian, but if you want, you can also add some Italian sausage. This is Italian sausage that I've taken out of the casing, so it's great if you want something a little stronger flavored, something with extra protein. Finally, some basil. Now I've got a basil plant here. And what I love about this, I bought this at the grocery store and they were selling these for $2.99, which is the same price as the bag of cut basil. So why wouldn't I get this one? The amount was about the same, and this will last a long time. It's fresher. Like this one I've had for at least 3 weeks, but it still looks good. It's still fresh. It's so much more worth it. I'm gonna start by roasting the eggplant. A little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper. That's it. Give this a quick toss, just to mix everything together, and the eggplant will really just soak up all that oil, so don't worry if it my oil is all gone. And then it just goes in the oven. You don't have to worry about it for the next 10 minutes. 425 Fahrenheit, by the way. So this is only if you are using the Italian sausage or any other kind of protein. I'm gonna cook the sausage separately. And I do that because the sausage is gonna give off a lot of fat and really strong flavor. And I kind of like to keep my pasta flavor clean rather than it tasting like Italian sausage all over. Break it into little chunks. I don't want it to end up looking like ground meat, right? Because I want nice chewiness in them. And that is it. Now we are ready to put it all together. Yes, so I'm using a wok to cook a pasta dish because I much prefer it. You can stir it to your heart's content and nothing is gonna jump out on you. So the way I time this dish is as soon as I'm ready to put everything together, I drop my pasta just before I start the sauce, okay? So then the pasta doesn't have to sit and wait for me. Okay, so I've got a pot of water back there. Make sure you salt your pasta water, about 1 teaspoon of salt to a liter of water, okay? So I always set the timer 1 minute less than what the package says to do because I want the last minute of cooking to happen in the pan. It'll help the pasta absorb the sauce better. In my wok here, I'm gonna just put the heat quite low, and I've got some olive oil going in and all of the garlic. Yes, that's a lot of garlic. That's why it's so good. And also the chilies. And what I want to do at this point is for the garlic to slowly infuse itself into the olive oil and for it to soften. So it sort of becomes a part of the sauce, So now the garlic is nice and soft and I can really smell garlic in the air. I'm gonna crank the heat now. And as soon as I do that, I add my tomatoes. Because what I want now is for the tomatoes to cook down and for the water to evaporate. Okay, a good pinch of salt. My pepper. and just let it cook down. This is why I like a wok too. You've got a large surface area. Water can evaporate really quickly. While that's going, I'm gonna bring over my eggplant. And see, I'll just show you quickly what the eggplant looks like. Nice and brown along the edges. So if you have convection oven, use convection. That happens a lot quicker, okay? So what you're looking for here is for the tomatoes to start to lose their integrity. Once it starts to look mushy, I'm gonna add the eggplant right away because I don't want it to become a complete mush. I like that chunks of tomato. Give that a toss. And then I'm going to add my sausage, if using. Again, I've done this vegetarian and it was absolutely delicious. So don't feel like you have to add the sausage. And I'm being careful not to add any of the oil from the sausage. And that's it. I'm gonna turn this off because now the next thing to go in is my pasta. And my pasta has just 2 more minutes on it. See, the timing works out really well. When you're a Wednesday night, you wanna maximize your time. All right. So I am going to put the pasta directly into the pot. I'm not gonna drain it because I actually want to keep the pasta water. And then you don't need to wash a colander. Just about a half a cup of pasta water. And the pasta water has some starch that's left the pasta, and it's going to help bind the pasta and the sauce together too. Ooh, yes. Oh, and that's another thing. Because you're gonna add pasta water, which is salted, you don't wanna make the sauce too salty to begin with, okay? So I season it to make sure it's salty, but it's on the mild side. That looks fantastic. And that's it. How easy is that? Very nice. Now, yes, I know I haven't put the basil in, and there's a reason for that. Because I find that basil turns black really quickly when it's hot. So I learned this from a local Italian restaurant, actually. They just put the basil on top at the end before they serve it. So when it gets to the table, it's so nice and fresh, and you, as a diner, can mix it all in. So pretty. That just makes it so fresh. Oh, spinach. If you want to do eggplant, put some spinach in there. That'll be really pretty as well. And of course, seeing as we are making a version of Italian food, we're going to add some Parmigiano Reggiano, or Parmesan cheese. Nice shaving with a microplane. Very nice. Woo! All right, let's do this. Make sure I get some eggplant, some tomatoes, some basil. You gotta compose the perfect bite. Oh, it hits all the right spot. Al dente pasta, such a satisfying chew. Tomatoey, super garlicky, and that eggplant. You know how eggplant just becomes tender and juicy once you start chewing on them? Oh, it's so perfect. And it's got a kick. That is a spicy pasta. Whew. So I hope you give this a try. The recipe will be on hotthai-kitchen.com. And when you make it, send me a photo on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. And please subscribe to the show if you enjoy it so you never miss an awesome recipe like this. And I will see you next time for your next delicious adventure. When I first made it, I hadn't actually planned on it being on the show. Planned on it being on the show?
No.
I hadn't planned to put it.
Or you can use.
I hadn't planned on it to be for the show.
On is twice. No,
I hadn't
planned for it to be on the show.
I hadn't planned for it to be on the show. Okay.